Assalamualaikum and good afternoon everyone. My name is Muhammad Zani bin Madlan with check number 7590 on. And for the presentation, we choose two countries, that is Australia and United Kingdom, and we are from group 14. We will present about that today. And this is my group member. So this is the background of the company. The company that we choose is Rosneft. Rosneft became the world's largest publicity lease petroleum firm after purchasing OJSC TNK BP in 2013, then one of Russian top oil corporation. Rosneft is Russia's third largest and the second largest state-controlled company in terms of revenue after Gazprom. Is it the one of the major oil firms in the world? With a revenue ranking of 24, Rosneft is the world's 53 largest public business. According to the Forbes Global 2000 for 2020, more than 20 nations are served by the firm. So, go to the next. Of the first chart, this is the Australia chart, the exchange rate from January 2022 to April 2022. And from January to February, the exchange rate rise from 1.393 to 1.395 and drop on March with value 1.356. From March to April, the exchange rate rise again to 1.358. It shows a reduction which is not much, causing us to choose this country for the production of our products. The second chart is from United Kingdom. From January to April, it shows increasing, that is 0.738 from January, 0.739 from February, 0.759 from March, and 0.778 from April. The increasing make us to choose this country for the production. So go to the next part. Thank you.
Australia does not impose any restriction on the movement of cash. Cash reporting requirements under the Tax Transition Report Act and require to disclose certain transactions to the Australian Transition Report and Analysis Centre. United Kingdom also does not impose any restrictions on the movement of cash. The people who are carrying the equivalence of £10,000 or more in cash must report it to the customs when entering the UK.
Hello everyone, my name is Siti Nur Fatihah Nazira binti Mislan, 76838. Today I want to talk about the skilled labor. For your information, in Australia, we need to have a AQF Certificate 3, including at least 2 years of on-the-job training, or AQF Certificate 4, ANZ SC on Skill Level 3. In 2018, skilled labor is 20.3%, an increase in 2019 and 2020, that is 27.1% and 28.8%, and decrease in 2021, likely due to COVID and forced to reduce intake. For United Kingdom, they're using visa. In 2018, skilled labor is 31.1% and decreased in 2019, 2020 and 2021, that is 28.9%, 22.2% and 17.8%. So I think Australia is good because some more qualification employee is good because skilled workers have the skill and expertise to deliver a job well done and keep your customer satisfied, saving your business money, improve profitability, stronger growth. Some business have a mistaken belief of quantity over quality, and that is never a good idea.
Hello everyone, I will present for facility and infrastructure. In Australia, for facility risk, Australia likely retain its crown as the world's largest exporter of LNG in 2021. However, LNG import plans now are at risk. This is due to the rest of the Europe to replace Russian gas supply that has threatened Australia plans for 5 gas import terminals as they compete for key infrastructure. This will increase the risk of the supply shortfall in Australia popular cities in the next 2 years. In United Kingdom, BP company, which is one of the oil and gas company, is under pressure to serve its ties with Rosneft Russian energy group central role in providing fuel to Vladimir Putin armed forces, which are engaged in a bloody assault on Ukraine. Rosneft, which is one of the UK-listed BP, hold a 19.75% stake, is one of the country's largest crude oil producer and a main supplier of fuel to the Russian military. Even Rosneft is special to BP because of the special interest is 22% of economy and have operated in Russia for more than 30 years. BP still want to quit Rosneft because BP don't want to continue to supply fuel to the Russian military. This is due to the Russian attack on the Ukraine. For infrastructure in Australia, Australia is spending billions to build thousands of kilometers of new gas pipelines that may end up worthless stranded assets as the world moves to climate change. This has caused the burning of fossil fuels such as gas, and it is a key driver to global heating. It's also a massive stranded asset risk, either for the taxpayer that build them or the company that operates them. In United Kingdom, climate change is caused by the increase in the frequency and magnitude of some extreme weather events. Climate change can threat UK infrastructure, including flooding, high temperature, heavy rain, and stronger wind. For malicious attack, it is a physical infrastructure. The motivation for such attacks include a financial gains and terrorism. Physical infrastructure is usually underpinned by computer systems, which may provide an avenue that malicious attackers could exploit in order to cause damage. For example, in 2021, a hacker gains access to the control system of the water treatment facility in a city of Florida and attempted to poison the water supply by increasing the level of one of the chemical.
The graph shows FDI comparison between Australia and United Kingdom. The highest FDI for Australia recorded in 2018, which is 91,560 Australian million, and the highest UK FDI recorded in 2017, which is 182 million 120. The lowest FDI for Australia recorded in 2005, which is negative 37 million and 51. The lowest UK FDI recorded in 2020, which negative 4,561 million. The major investors for Australia, United States, United Kingdom, Belgium, Japan, and Hong Kong. And major investors for United Kingdom, United States, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, and Japan. The major sector is most receive FDI for UK, mining and quarrying, manufacturing, retail, and transportation. For the Australia, the most receive FDI, which is mining and quarrying, real estate, and financing and insurance.
Australia is built on liberal democratic ideas. Australian law and regulatory processes differ between states and territories. Political instability has resulted from factionalism through above main party, with 5 different prime ministers in 8 years. Economy of Australia is already reaching capacity constraint, notably in terms of labor shortage, because of the mining boom. Bribery is illegal in Australia. United Kingdom is a Commonwealth country with a constitutional monarchy. UK is low-risk country to do business due to the existence of political risk insurance. The government deficit is quietly growing and public debt has risen to roughly 16% of GDP.
GDP forecast for Australia. The chart shows the 22 years trend of Australia GDP. The highest GDP recorded in 2013 and the lowest GDP recorded in 1990. Generally, it shows the increasing trend from the 1990. The GDP dropped in 2020 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The GDP of Australia is expected to increase in 2022 as the post-COVID-19 phase. GDP forecast for United Kingdom. The chart shows the GDP trend of United Kingdom from 1990 to 2022. The highest GDP recorded in 2007 and the lowest point in 1990. The chart shows the increasing trend from 1990 to 2007 and fluctuation trend from 2007 until 2020. The GDP expected to increase by 2020 as the change of pandemic to endemic phase. Exchange rate forecast for Australian dollar per ruble. Generally, the graph shows the increasing exchange rate per 1 Australian dollar to Russian ruble. In 2008, 1 Australian dollar only cost 20 Russian ruble, but in the recent year, it more than 40 Russian ruble. In 5 June, recorded 1 Australian dollar, it cost 45.641 Russian ruble. The expected rate for 1 Australian dollar per Russian ruble will continue increase to 2024. Exchange rate forecast for Great Britain pound per ruble. The graph shows the increasing trend of the exchange rate of 1 Great Britain pound per Russian ruble from 2008 until 2024. The data shows only decreased during 2017. The lowest rate recorded in 2008, which less than 30 Russian ruble per 1 Great Britain pound. In recent time, 1 Great Britain pound will cost more than 75 ruble. The expected rate will reach more than 110 ruble per 1 Great Britain pound in 2024.
Overall, as a financial analysis, Australia is recommended because the company has and stability. The company conducts its business well and its limitations as well. In addition, for facilities leased in UK, BP company want to quit their business with Rosneft because BP company is under pressure over ties to Rosneft and fuel supply to Russian army that caused bloody war in Ukraine.